So hi guys, it's been quite a bit that I shared a video. Today's 27th April 2025. We've gotten an update to XOS, which takes us to 5.5.0. And this drive is from Futian to the exterior part of Shenzhen. There hasn't been much by way of actual drive-in experience improvement with the latest update. According to the release notes for this update, it's meant to improve the user interface. And I'm not too sure whether any other thing was updated because sometimes the release notes themselves are sketchy. However, I'd like to share with you what exactly it is like with the 5.5.0, and hopefully this drive would reveal some of the experience that I've been sort of exposed to. Altogether, I'm not exactly impressed with these updates because it looks like every update ends up with some level of deterioration in the experience as more and more of the software feature become more in-house grown compared to working with an OEM to sort of develop it. In the past, what has happened is there's been working with third parties, NVIDIA for that matter, on some of the capabilities. And so, for instance, LCC experience in the early versions was very good. Now LCC experience with the latest versions are completely unacceptable. And I'm not the only one that is also experiencing this. Quite a number of folks have also seen the same, and I've been sort of commenting in the Sharpon forums. But I think on this drive we are sort of on XNGP, which is supposed to be now the key, claim to intelligence that Xpon is sort of touting. And I hope that at least you get to see some of the frustrations that I've been attuned to. I'm not anymore, sort of going to be complaining because this is what it is. And hopefully it gets to improve. But yeah, on this drive, let's see exactly how it performs. The drive itself is going to take us about an hour and 15 minutes. We intend to arrive around 6 p.m. 9 minutes past 6 p.m. To be exact. Now see what the car is doing. It's slowing down while the light is green, and it's not exactly very, it's not clear what exactly it's doing most of the times. It's not explainable. It's turned on the signal light, but it's still on this lane, and again it stopped the signaling. Yeah, the experience is very disconnected from the improvement one would have thought would have seen with increasing updates. But sometimes it's how it is with with having to work with these technologies. Sometimes you make an update, the model gets broken, and then you have to find ways to improve it. But there are ways to mitigate that completely. And you could also, almost similar to what happened to Llama. Llama 3 was great. Llama 3.1 was horrible. And then it was patched, and Llama 3.2 became a little better. And so this is almost the similar thing that we're experiencing with the car too. The update to 5. I think it was 5.1 brought some good improvement. 5.2 deteriorated it, and 5.5 that we're on now, it's pretty much a shitty thing. But let's see. hopefully you all get to sort of acknowledge my frustration. But it is frustration that is not meant to cast the brand in a negative light. It's just frustration because for an avid fan of the brand, I'm expecting some level of quality checks or some quality program implemented as part of its process. And even if there is no quality program, at least I am expecting some good software engineering practice to be applied specifically to the area of its self-driving or autonomous driving capability. This has not been the case. So I sort of I vent just because of such experiences. Fujian is quite a busy place, and it is one of the busiest places you'd find in Shenzhen after Lohu. And it's really an upscale district of Shenzhen. So you would actually see a bit of a the city line as we drive through. And hopefully that sort of also gives you an experience of what exactly it is like in Shenzhen or in part of Shenzhen. I like Shenzhen very much, compared to Guangzhou or many other locations within um, Guangdong province. For the reasons that it's got good, the profile of the population is pretty young, and that's such a good thing because you then send you end up having the flexibility of governance, being able to optimize and culture people towards a way of life that sort of is fitting of an upcoming metropolis or an upscale metropolis compared to places like maybe Guangzhou or other locations that you tend to have almost a tilt towards the older population being the inhabitants of those cities. Yeah, but anyway, this is Schengen, and I hope to sort of get you to experience the skyline as we drive through. We need to be sort of branching out of the main highway, and that's why the car decided to sort of retain that lane or be on the outer lane. So at least planning that was sort of okay. Changing lane to the outer lane. We've got a bit of traffic ahead of us, um, and we're hitting rush hour, so I can understand why there would be traffic over there. It doesn't look too bad, but well, one of the things that has been quite a better experience than the previous versions is the car's ability to manage itself within traffic prone areas, or when you're in traffic. But still, preempting what's going to happen is sometimes very sketchy. Now, if I was driving and knowing exactly this route, I will not be on this lane. Well, fortunately, it's changing lane because you get a lot of folks on the side lane actually entering. And as a result of that, I would not be on the outer lane. I'll actually be on the inner lane, given that I'm going straight. Well, it managed to, change lanes on time, so that's good. We are about 600 meters away from where the traffic starts. Hopefully, it's not going to take us too long within traffic. Projected 6 minutes within traffic. And what you need to be observant is how well the car is able to handle the stop and go, and then also keeping up. Those are stuff that I'd like you to sort of pay attention to. In the four versions, the 4 series or the 4.x series of Xpilot, capability to actually stop and go or monitor traffic and modulate the movement of the car to sync with it with the traffic ahead was very coarse, very sort of raw. But in this current version, which again started off with the 5.1 version, the experience is much more refined. The ability to slow gradually and pick up gradually, as well as be able to maintain pace so that people don't just sort of end up driving in or sort of cutting you off. It's sort of well, advanced now. It's quite improved, and which is pretty good. But it's not exactly perfect. There's still some times that you need to keep your leg on the pedal, just to urge the car to move faster, because if not, someone's going to cut in. However, compared to the previous versions, the current experience is much more improved, much more refined, and as a result, I don't need to keep my leg on the pedal all the time. However, there are still moments that, sometimes it's almost like the car is caught in a trance, and as a result, you sort of need to wake it up or urge it to move a little bit faster, just so that at least, people don't cut in. Yeah, but that is again part of the experience improvement. Other than that, any other sort of experience is quite shaky, quite tricky. And hopefully, it will be improved with the 5.6 version that is sort of being touted as an update that's supposed to come in May. I guess, the 5.5 version was supposed to sort of set the scene for that. And then, of course, the 5.6 would come in to help to curtail or, improve all the driving dynamics that we've seen as problems in the current version. Yeah, but I think you're all observing a current scenario. We've been in this traffic for the past 3 minutes. The car's been pretty much managing the traffic scenario, and so far it's not in any sort of case where someone has been able to cut through. I suspect that somebody can definitely cut through. For instance, the guy in front of me in the Z car is signaling, and once he attempts to cut through, I mean, the car is going to give him the chance to do that. Is maybe that's a polite mechanism, and that's what you expect a robot to do. Maybe that's good, or maybe it's not exactly the best, because sometimes you could end up with folks just cutting through, especially when they know that you're driving or you are actually in a self-driving mode, because then it becomes very easy. They know that the robot is going to always cede way to allow the other car to sort of merge through. So one of those things I really don't like is having any indicator on the car that shows that you're in a self-driving mode. Because if I know that, I know clearly that I could definitely apply some certain risky move, and the car is essentially going to have to take a much more mitigatory sort of action or defensive action, in order not to collide with me. So a lot of the new cars that are coming out, especially in China today, are trying to all have this blue or amber green sort of lighting to indicate when you are in self-driving mode. It was started by Li Auto. And it seems like almost all the brands now are adopting it. I saw NIO has adopted it. Xpeng has also now adopted it, and a few other cars as well are adopting it. I don't like that feature because definitely it's not a smart move to be able to let the people around know that the car is actually in an autopilot mode. Maybe it is good for for sort of that aesthetic look, but I don't think it's a smart move, especially when you know that you're occupying the road with also human drivers that would always like to take advantage of you, especially taxi drivers, bus drivers, and all those e-hailing cars that are effectively sharing the road with you. But anyway, the most important thing is that at least this particular version of the G9 series is not updated with that, and even if it was offered for free, I will not certainly accept to have that upgrade done for me. I'd like to conceal that notion that I'm actually in that mode, and hopefully maybe someone will be smart enough to make sure that that is a toggle option in your settings. So if you don't want to broadcast or to announce to people that you're in that mode, you could certainly toggle off. And of course, if you need or want to, you can toggle that on. Um, yeah, so that's one kind of just a side note there. All right, seems we've cleared the traffic and we should be able to get momentum to sort of catch up to the speed limit, which is 80 now. But we will be entering another tunnel pretty soon, so that means that 80 is going to be the limit that we need to keep. We've hit that 80, and we are tracking through. There's a bit of a go slow within the tunnel. The chime again to signal me to sort of tug the steering wheel a bit to ensure that I'm still in control or I'm still attentive. That was on the ledge to let me know that there was roadworks ahead. So I guess we've got to be attentive even more. Speed limit is still 80, and we've already maxed it out. So it is what it is. We can't move any faster. Okay. Huh? Uh, yes, yes, keep it. Yeah, 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 okay, okay. That sounds good. Okay, okay. Okay. Sorry, I had a call, so I had to start communicating with them. Unfortunately, I'm not fluent in Chinese. It was trying to speak to me in Chinese with no background English. So we sort of had to defer to music translator. Even though the translation I was using is not very friendly. Maybe by mistake. So that was that. We've got another traffic coming up ahead. We don't have a projected time, but yeah, well, project time is about 2 minutes in that traffic. Um, but maybe it could be longer. And it's about in 1.4 kilometers. Let's see how that goes. we're coming on to the toll gate. And we've got to maintain the left lane because that's where we are going to get the electronic toll system. That's your alert indicating that XNGP will be turning off in 150 meters, and that's it. So we are now back down to LCC mode, and hopefully we will be able to slow down gracefully because there's a car ahead of us, and I would not need to disengage. Hopefully, be able to get the electronic system picking up the car before. Okay, so well, so again, it's all luck. The electronic system was able to pick up the car just because the car ahead was come to a standstill, which allowed us to sort of be able to get a signal through for the system to recognize us. But again, that luck is not meant to be that the car is able to do this automatically. It's just a lucky move. We are still in LCC mode. Hopefully it is able to switch to NGP any moment after these meandering corner. Okay, NGP is in now. We are about to exit this highway and then get on to it. That move was really jarring.
Exiting NGP 150 meters.
We're backing down to LCC. The car is slowing down drastically. It's around 41 km per hour now, which means that every car is going to overtake us. It's almost now at 28 km per hour, and it cannot determine exactly a path to take because there's no lane. But finally, we have something. Hopefully, it can slow down. It is not slowing down, but let's see if it's able to. Okay, so it will not be able to slow down there, so I needed to sort of slow down. If I do turn it on now, it's not able to, because again, there's no lane for it to be able to pick up on LCC. Now we've got a lane. LCC is now able to pick up, and I hope it will slow down to take that curve. Okay, so I need to sort of take over. Right, so we're going to activate it again here. It doesn't look on this part of the road, so I might just be in control until this trailer is able to clear the road. Okay, I'll be activated it now. Gone green. Let's see how we are able to navigate through this tricky part of the road. It's tricky because it's an uneven road, and we've got a lot of motorcycles also using it. And there are a couple of construction sections on the road. But let's see how it's able to sort of maneuver through. This changing lane, which is pretty tricky because right ahead there is a construction section, which means that it has to sort of find a way to merge without creating a discomfort for me. Okay, so that was sort of okay. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't be on this lane. I'll be on the inner lane because it looks like we need to do a U-turn. but I'm not too sure why it is maintaining this particular lane. It looks like that was what was recorded as part of the lane keep, but now it's turning. And this will be interesting because it needs to do a U-turn. Would it be able to do the U-turn completely by itself? Let's see how that goes. We are still in NGP mode. It turned on the signal light to do the turn left, but it also turned it off again. One of those things that naturally happens almost all the time. Let's see if it's able to do this U-turn gracefully. With the green light, it is slowing down and doing a turn. We are doing a turn. A couple of cyclists are getting in our way. Okay, so yeah, we managed to make that U-turn. Under normal circumstances, I would be sort of very scared, but given that at this time of the day, you've got quite less traffic and the road was pretty clear, except for the cyclists. Then the motor riders, we were effectively able to do that. So that's a good thing. It is hoping to turn here, and it is a side road. Let's see how it's able to sort of get us through this side road, because you've got cars sort of packed shoulder on the other end. So technically, if we've got another car that is heading this way, we would need to share the road with them. And how it's able to do that will be quite tricky. Alright, we need to pause the T. And that was okay. We need to take a right turn. We're just leaving the side road to sort of a main road. That was also okay. We are actually on the divider lane now. We're driving on that. Hopefully it will correct itself. It's preempting, but it's stopping in the middle of the road for reasons that are again not optimal, because the zebra crossing over there shouldn't be confusing. I think it should be quite obvious that there was no one crossing. It's a bit confused and but signaling take the next right. Hopefully can do that smoothly because I can foresee stop. Okay, yeah, there you go, it stopped. So that's not that was a very sudden stop. Um, let's sort of resume. So, tends to go ahead, but I don't want to go through that section because I think we could easily use this. I'll have to definitely disengage because it's going to go straight ahead, and I think we could just use this route here to my destination without having to go all the way around there. So I will certainly disengage. That's about really to show the capability of the 5.5. The drive was again an hour and about 15 minutes. And sort of through 14 all the way down here. It was sort of smooth, right? Except for a few corner cases that we certainly did not have a continued experience, especially when going through the toll gates. Also, a couple of times where we had to sort of disengage because the determination of the path wasn't clear. And then also for this particular section of the road where it had that sudden break because there was a fellow on the scooter that was also approaching the road. So well, that was really to sort of bring you guys up to speed with the latest update. Again, as I indicated, the update release note did not flag any sort of improvement with regards to the drive. It indicated it was all about the UI updates. I've not found those UI improvement and then audio sound improvement myself. So it is something that is subject to maybe doing a bit more of a digging through. But if I do sort of get to find it, I will certainly share that with you as to what exactly the update is. XNGP is sort of kept itself on again with the route remapped. So hopefully it can take me to the entrance of the office, and that should sort of wrap up the trip altogether. And so if I don't get to say any other thing after that, I will see you on the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Again, is to share with you the updates on the XNGP platform. And this one was the 5.5 update, which does not bring anything significant other than some UI and audio improvement as indicated in the release notes. So thank you very much for watching. And talk to you on the next one.
Switch to manual driving mode.